Hello, and welcome to Insert Game. Where were you in 1982? Well, if you were lucky, you were playing your own personal arcade at home, the Vectrex. The almighty Vectrex, with its awesome laser-sharp vector graphics, was released in 1982 by General Consumer Electronics. With all the fun of a full-size stand-up arcade packed into this small form, the Vectrex delivered arcade games in your home. Let's take a look at the controller, shall we? In case you forgot, it has Vectrex written all over it, which is awesome. Here is your arcade stick. Feels really good and responsive, self-centering. 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the controller. Really good build quality of the controller, feels really good in your hands. So let's take a look at the rest of the Vectrex. So let's spin this around here. And on the side it reveals where you put your game, right there. And this is very easy. They just slide in and out. No trouble whatsoever. Spin around here in the back, not much going on other than the brightness button on the back there. It's in the upper left, I believe. And I'll spin it around to the other side, and nothing going on there. The Vectrex itself came with a built-in game called Mindstorm, so you didn't really even have to buy a game once you bought the Vectrex. One came with it. Let's turn on the Vectrex here and check out Mindstorm. So the button's right there. An old-fashioned TV button, you just turn it on, crank the volume. And there's that iconic hum. This is Mindstorm. This is a pretty good game. Button 4 fires, button 3 moves your ship around the screen. I believe button 1 teleports you around the screen as well. You can't help but think of asteroids when you play this, because it pretty much looks like an asteroids clone. But it's so much better than asteroids, and I love asteroids. But this game, I don't know, I just think it's the graphics. The glow of the graphics got me. It's a really good game. Basically, you just blow up everything that's on the screen, and once all objects on the screen are gone, you advance to the next minefield. The game does get kind of hard pretty quick too. I only made it to level 3 myself, or Minefield 3. But for those people who are really good at this game, if you got to Minefield 13, there is a bug in the game. Apparently you couldn't get any further. So you would have to write to the company and they would send you out another game in cartridge form, Mindstorm 2, which apparently it's a really rare game for this system, as not many people did that, as not many people got to level 13 to discover the bug. Here we are zoomed in on the graphics, just to give you an idea what it looks like. My camera really doesn't do it justice. I really wish it would have came out a lot clearer. In person, these are just so crisp and clean. It's unreal for a 1982 system. And it's because of the vector graphics. And the Vectrex is the only console to ever do vector graphics at home. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome in itself. And here we have Hyper Chase, which again you can't help but think of pole position. But this game is pretty awesome. I love the graphics of this game and how the road switches back and forth. If I was sitting in front of this in '82 as a kid, I would have been blown away. I will have to say though, the game is extremely sensitive to move your car back and forth. Such small movements on the controller cause your car to fly left or right really quickly, so I found it a little bit difficult with the accuracy of driving in this game, but I guess it is playable and it's manageable. But it looks so great, just makes you want to keep playing. The Vectrex came to me on loan from a good friend of mine. Goes by the name of Propellerhead Games on YouTube, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this review. So go over and check out his channel, give him some views, and maybe he might even throw up some of his own videos of the Vectrex. Here we have Scramble, which is a really awesome game. Kinda reminds me of Defender a little bit. With this game, you gotta blow up pretty much everything on screen. And there is little stations where you have to blow them up to get more gas or fuel. So you gotta keep an eye on that as well as everything else on screen, that you don't run out of fuel. It's a really fun game, really responsive controls. The Vectrex used overlays to get color. Much like the Magnavox Odyssey used overlays to get graphics and color on its system, the Vectrex kind of did the same thing. It's pretty cool. The Vectrex also had 3D imager, so it would do 3D as well. Much like the Oculus Rift, maybe not as graphic intensive, but this also did it 30 years earlier. And it also had a light pen, so you could draw on screen and do all that kind of stuff, which was a few years ahead of the Sega Mark III's drawing board. So that's pretty awesome as well. And the Vectrex is a portable system. You can pack this up and take it pretty much anywhere you go. And it is not dependent on a TV screen, much like the Wii U today, but only Vectrex did it 30 years earlier. This game gets kind of tricky harder up as well. I had so much fun playing this system, and I really would like to thank my friend for bringing it down so I could check it out. I'm addicted to it, and I have to pick one up now. And I would recommend anybody picking up a Vectrex. So that's my review, and thanks for watching.